It's Monday. We're still in April. We're still at home, staying safe, staying healthy, and we are still drawing some race cars. Are you out there? Happy Monday. It's another beautiful day here in North Carolina. Where are you watching from? I'm Boris. Got my new M&M's hat here. I like it very much. Big fan of blue, big fan of M&M's, big fan of the 18. So I'm ready to roll. Are you ready to roll? This week, I'm going to call this Track Week. That's right. We're going to draw based on the racetracks. That's what our themes are going to be based on. Got it? Today, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Since it's about 10 or 15 minutes away from where I am right now, I figured, why don't we start there? Why don't we start with Charlotte Motor Speedway? We're going to draw the track shape. We're going to draw their mascot, Lug Nut. And we're going to draw Martin Truex Jr.'s winning car from the race, the 600-mile race there last year. Beautiful car, red, white, and blue, Bass Pro Shops on the hood. That was a big one. So let's jump right in. What do you say? Do you have your pen and paper? Do you have an iPad maybe? Maybe you're using markers or colored pencils or crayons. I don't know. Whatever you want to use. It's up to you. I'm using an iPad. Let me get a clean slate here, and we'll start our drawing. What'd you end up doing this weekend? Did you watch the race yesterday? We didn't do too well, but it was sure fun to watch, don't you think? All right, here we go. A little blurry there. Let's see if it comes back to me. Hello. Focus. There we go. All right. Testing out my pen. You got your pen? I got a black marker here. Of course, it's digital. We're going to start out drawing the track shape. If you look from an airplane down on top of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is how it looks, okay? First thing I want you to do is draw a pill shape. You know how to draw a pill? Like sometimes we have to take a pill if we're sick. Well, it's two straight lines like this. We're going to draw the number 11 on its side, okay? The number 11 on its side, also known as a plus sign, for those of you keeping track. Got that? All right. Then we have to connect them with the letter C on either side, like this, in caps. So, the letter C. Backwards over here, and then up like that. Now you might be saying, hold on a second, Boris. That is not the way that Charlotte Motor Speedway looks. Well, you would be correct. We're just starting out here. We have to add in the double dog leg, right? Right now, this is going to be pit road right here. So we need to add in the double dog leg. Now, why do they call it dog leg? Well, if you look at a dog's leg, it's kind of has a bent shape like that, right? It's kind of like this. So that's why they call it that. So you start up here. This would be turn 4. Draw a straight line, well, at an angle, going about like that. Then draw another one over here doing the exact same thing. See that? Coming up to a point, kind of like the roof on a house. But don't bring it to a point. You want to connect them with a straight line. And that is a rough look at how the Charlotte Motor Speedway is shaped. All right, up the road here. I've been to many races there. Have you been to any races at Charlotte Motor Speedway? Well, I'm hoping one day soon we can race there again. The races are scheduled in May. Maybe we'll be racing again there soon. I hope so. But until then, we're going to draw the Speedway. You can make the lines a little thicker. Pit road is always going to be a bit thinner than the racetrack. But there you go. If you wanted to get really crazy in here, you could draw the road course. I'm not going to try that right now because that road course is twisty and tricky, and I need to be looking at a picture. Right now we're drawing the oval. That's the one they run the 600-mile race on. So there it is. As easy as that. Easy as pie. If you wanted to, you could add in the little racetrack that's right here. They got a little racetrack up there for the Bandolero cars on the front stretch. Heck, you could even write Charlotte Motor Speedway in the grass. You could color in the green grass. You could draw the garages back behind here. Whatever you wanted to do with this racetrack is up to you. Of course, there's big old grandstands. They go about like this. Just pretend like you're drawing little arms sticking up out of the racetrack. And then just follow this line of the front stretch. We're getting warmed up here. We're going to draw a race car in a second, but it's better to start with easy things just to get us warmed up. It is Monday after all, right? We spent the whole weekend getting warmed up. So there you go. Charlotte Motor Speedway is looking good. I have to recharge my pencil. Can you believe that? While we're out there and while you're catching up with your speedway and I'm recharging, I'm going to read some of the comments because I'm excited to see what y'all are drawing, how y'all are doing, if you had a good weekend. Look at that. Looking good. We also put some coloring pages up on our Facebook and a Twitter account, so if you want to color instead of draw, feel free to do that. Alright, who's out there watching? I'm reading the comments while you're catching up on that track shape. Let's see who's out there. Let's see, we got Devin watching out there. Pamela's watching. Thank you so much. Make sure that you post your drawings in the comments and you tell me what you want to draw. This week we're focusing on racetracks, speedways. That's the theme of each drawing this week. I'm gonna save you for a surprise of what the next few ones are, but today it's Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, charged up here. Let us continue. Next we're going to draw Lug Nut. Not just any Lug Nut though, not the Lug Nuts that go on the cars. We're going to draw the actual character, the mascot from Charlotte Motor Speedway, Lug Nut. You ever seen this guy? Let me see if I can pull up a picture of him for you. Lug Nut, Lug Nut, Lug Nut. Whenever we're in Victory Lane at Charlotte, we get to see him, which is always a pretty fun event. Here he is. Look at this guy. See that? Lug Nut. He's got a lug nut for a head. We're going to draw him from the shoulders up, okay? Here we go. I'm going to make this track drawing a little smaller. Put it up there so we can see the shape of our track. And let's get back to drawing Lug Nut. So the first thing you want to do to draw Lug Nut, I think, is to draw a square. Okay? Draw a square like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to a square. You see, if you've been watching us, the trick, the secret to drawing well is to look for shapes you already know inside the subject that you're drawing. So I know how to draw a square. I saw a square in Lug Nut's head, so now we're gonna draw a square. All right, next we need to add some wings to this square. They're not going to stay wings, but they look like wings to me. So draw some angles up like this, kind of like a table that's just been smushed and the table legs are sticking out. See that? 4 legs sticking up in the air like that. This is going to turn into Lug Nut, the mascot at Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, once you have those lines, I'm going to need you to connect them like this. See that? Can you see how that's coming together? Here's another look at Lug Nut. Looks like a fun guy. He has a lot of fun in Victory Lane when we go there. We always love seeing him. All right, now we have to draw the threaded bolt part of his head here. So I want you to do like a moon shape right above that square we drew. Kind of a banana shape on its side, kind of a moon, kind of a smiley face, whatever you see in there. Just draw that kind of rounded area right in the middle, right above that square we drew. Make sense? All right. Next we need to draw some lines straight up on either side, about that tall. The number 11 drawn on either side of that little smiley face line that we drew. Straight up. Got it? All right. Next, connect those lines with another half moon smiley face. Very good. And then close that circle up there by drawing an upside down smiley face, and you kind of just make an oval at the top. You see that? See how that came together? So now you have a cylinder shape. That's what that shape is called. It's called a cylinder. It's got an oval on the top and of course the sides and the bottom. Oh yeah, this is coming together very nicely. All right. Next, connect a line from the edge all the way to the back of the cylinder. You don't need to overlap the cylinder, just draw it like that and connect it. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to read some more comments while you're out there finishing up Lug Nut's head there. Got a lot of people out there watching. I really appreciate it. We're having fun. Drawing away. Right. Nathan's watching. He's a big Kyle Busch fan. Tracy's watching. Tracy says her dog's name is Lug Nut as well. Alright, I like that name for a dog. Sally's wearing Kyle Busch outfit right now. Let's see. So people are asking how to put their drawings in the comments. So after the show ends, after it's not live, you can go in and you can add a photo into the comments. Adam wants a couple happy trees and some clouds. Maybe in a second, Adam. Maybe in a second. We have to give a face to Lug Nut here. Alright, you ready for the face? You all caught up? Alright, here we go. Let's draw some eyes. You should be able to do this. So we need two circles. Two ovals. Not really circles, but ovals like this. One. And then two. There you go. I might have even drawn them too small. I'm going to erase those and start over because I think they need to be bigger. Whoa. Alright, one. Two. Alright. Lug Nut has some big eyes. Then draw another circle in the middle. Like that. Dark circle. There we go. That Lug Nut just came to life, didn't it? Now, remember, if you don't want to put a face on this, you just have a regular Lug Nut. Now you've really been able to draw a close-up of a wheel. If you draw it 5 times, that's how many Lug Nuts we have on the race cars. So, there you go. All right, let's give him some eyebrows. Up there. Okay. Now his nose is made up of 3 circles. So if you can draw a circle, you can draw his nose. So, big circle in the middle. Like that. I decided not to connect the circle. Just a little style choice there. Then 2 little circles on either side. There you go. Mr. Lug Nut coming to life. Finally, we always see Lug Nut in victory lane, and so he always has a smile on his face. So let's give Lug Nut a smile here. Alright. There it is. Now Lug Nut has a face. Alright. If you want to, you can soften these edges a little bit. I see he has a little bit of a soft edge on the corners of these Lug Nut areas, so just like a real Lug Nut. Kind of ground off down there. The final thing on his head that we want to do is we want to put in the threads on the bolt up at the top, so just do some things kind of like a candy cane stripe along the top up here. See how I put those lines up there? That's the thread that the nut spins around on. Lug Nut coming to life. Coming up next, we're drawing Martin Truex's winning car from the 600-mile race there at Charlotte. Red, white, and blue car. I'll show you a picture in a second. We're just getting warmed up with Lug Nut. The final thing I want to do with Lug Nut is draw his shoulders, and that's where we're going to stop with him. So they're just little lines that go like that. And if you want to, you can draw the rest of his body later. He has a cape that he wears. Cool fire suit, kind of like a Superman fire suit. But that's all we're going to draw for now. Okay, we got the track shape. We got the mascot named Lug Nut. Now, it's time for the race car. Now that we're warmed up off the weekend, ready to go, we're going to draw that race car. So let's put Lug Nut over here. Or maybe we'll put him up here. He's going to watch us draw this race car. Alright, let me find a picture of this race car for you while you're finishing up Lug Nut. This was a beautiful red, white, and blue Bass Pro Shops Camry that we raced, that Martin Truex Jr. won with. Oh yeah, it's pretty. Okay. I'll show it to you here in a second. There you go. Look at that red, white, and blue. Beautiful car. Bass Pro Shops on the hood. You ready to draw that? I'm ready to draw it. That thing is pretty. Okay. You know how to do it, don't you? We're going to draw it in victory lane, so we're going to do a side view. You know how to do a side view? Start with the bottom line. We're going to draw a little bit of lines and boxes that help us know where to put our car. Doesn't matter if the line's straight or not perfectly. It's just going to be a shadow ultimately, so that's all we need there. There you go. And then draw a line up on either side. See that? All right. Got that? Next, we're going to draw a little bit of a curved hood like this. A little bit of a curve, and then go a straight line all the way to the back. And I'm just being rough, being sketchy here. Doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. All right, you got it? Very good. It's looking good there. Can you see how this is going to become a race car? Don't worry, we'll erase some of these lines and make it look really good. These are just guidelines. Next, remember how we did those lines on Lug Nut's head? Well, we need a little roof line on the car as well. So those are just angles on either side that come together and then connect at the top. Got it? Angled lines connect to the top. Okay? Very nice. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. I need to slow down here. How's yours looking? All right. Next, I think I'm going to put a spoiler on there. So, spoiler alert, it goes back here. See how I did that? Kind of like a leaning number 11 with a top connected. I'm going to fill it in black. That spoiler keeps the car planted on the ground. Martin Truex Jr. had a good fast car that day. That was a happy memory at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We won that Coke 600. Okay. Next, you guessed it, wheels. Anybody know how to do wheels out there? What's our trick? What's the letter we use? An upside down U. So just draw an upside down U right over here. Like that. Yes. Upside down U. We need one in the back as well, don't we? Here's Martin Truex Jr.'s car from last year. Not the red, white, and blue one we're drawing, but there you go. It's kind of the angle we're drawing. We're not going to be able to see the underside of it though, but there you go. It helps you a little bit, right? Here's this other upside down U to draw the rear wheel right here. This car is getting a little tall, so we might be shortening it up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll fix it. How I'm going to fix that is I'm going to raise this line a little bit. And the reason that works is because now the car's off the ground a little bit more. And that's okay. We have a shadow to fill in down there. Oh yeah. I like how this is looking. How's yours looking? Where are you watching me today from? I'm in North Carolina near Charlotte, near the race shop, where Joe Gibbs Racing builds their cars. What about you? Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. Next, we need the window. You ready for a window? Match that line for the windshield, but draw it right behind the line back here. Same angle, same line. Then do the same thing on the back. Back there. And then connect them, just like we did the roof. It's like drawing a little mini roof inside of the roof itself. So we have the window. Next, we have to divide them with a number 11. Not quite in the middle, but towards the back. A number 11. That gives us a post right there to separate the front window where the driver climbs in from the rear window where the air comes in to vent into his helmet. Alright. I like how this is looking. Let's give this car a bumper. Just drawing a rectangle on the back to give it a nice bumper there. Okay. And if you're able to erase, go ahead and erase some of your guidelines. If you're not able to erase, that's okay. We'll turn it into a shadow. We'll make it look good. Don't worry. There we go. Now the car's sitting off the ground a little bit. I like how this is looking. Now coming up soon, we're going to have to draw a star. Do you know how to draw a star? Because Martin Truex Jr.'s car had some stars on it. Can you see? Up at the front, in front of the number, 3 stars. Alright, we're going to have to draw those stars, so I'll teach you in a second how to draw a star. It's not too hard, you can figure it out. Alright, how about a window net? You know what that is? That's just a net that keeps the driver in the car. Lines go up and down like this. First, I'd like to draw the up lines. And then I cross them with sideways lines. And that simply makes a net. We're not catching fish. Martin Truex Jr. uses a net from Bass Pro Shops to catch fish, but we're just using the net on here to catch race car drivers and keep them in the car. Okay. Now how about some wheels? If you're just joining us, we drew Lug Nut from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And then we drew the track shape of Charlotte Motor Speedway. And now we're drawing the race car that won at Charlotte Motor Speedway for Martin Truex Jr. How about those wheels? Are you a good freehand circle drawer? Have you gotten better since you started watching these episodes? This is like episode 25 or something. I stopped counting, but we're moving right along on these episodes. Well, there's a couple techniques. You can do a freehand like I'm going to do here, if you're really good at it. Or if you just want a wobbly wheel and you're not good at it, that's fine too. Maybe Martin Truex Jr. did some burnouts, and he did so many burnouts and donuts after winning this race that he blew out his tires, and now the tires aren't circles anymore. Maybe that's what happened. It's your story, it's your drawing. Do whatever you want. That's how I did a freehand one. It can be kind of messy because we're going to fill it in with black for the tire. So the other method is to do the 4-dot method I've told you about. Let me zoom in on the front here. I'm going to pick orange just so you can see it. You don't have to use orange. We draw a dot at the top, the left, the right, and the bottom. And imagine that there's a plus sign here in the middle. That's why I put them in the places I did. You don't have to draw the plus sign unless it helps you. I'm not going to have it on there. It's just a visual so you can see why I put the dots where I put them. Next, all you have to do is connect the dots with some curves. So start at the bottom and go to the left one and make kind of a banana shape and connect them. The left one to the top, connect them. The top one to the right. See how I'm kind of sketching? I'm not keeping my pencil down. It's harder when you keep it down. It's easier when you kind of sketch and feather it. And the left one to the right. That's easier for me at least. That's what I do, but you can do whatever's best for you. There we go. And look how good of a circle that made for us. So you can choose any method you like to draw your circles for your wheels, but that's the one I like to use. While you're doing that and finishing yours, I'm going to fill mine in black because I don't really need an orange wheel right now. Now you're going to have to do the same thing in the center of the wheel, in the center of the tire I should say, for the wheel, right? Because there's not just a circle, there's another wheel inside. So do the method you like. I'm doing freehand on the back. Just kind of sketching away. Or you can do the dots, remember? We'll have to do it inside the wheel now, inside the tire, because we want to draw a wheel. Draw those dots, and then just connect them. If you need to come back and do the wheels later, I understand. Sometimes circles can be challenging and you want to focus on it. No need to rush. I am going to move ahead here in a second and go forward, so stick with me and you can always come back to the wheels if you need to. And just like that, we pretty much have a template for our race car. And I always say at this point in the show, you can turn this race car into whatever you want. But I'm going to keep going with the Truex car that we won with at Charlotte Motor Speedway last year. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add a grill line over here. Those Camrys have really aggressive front ends. They look really fast. It's because they are really fast. So there's a good reason they look fast. And then I'm going to draw in the headlight like this. It's kind kind of like a tip of a knife, butter knife, or a sharper knife like that. See how I did that? If you want to draw something other than a camera, you have to look at a picture and draw what you want to draw on there. But I recommend a Camry. They win a lot. They're very fast and they're very good looking. So why not? Okay, we're looking good here. Scooting out of the frame here. Let me fix that for you. All right. Now I'm going to erase this line here, connect the roof to the sides, and I think it's time to add the number. Now, if you've ever watched before, you know that the number is drawn in a box. That's how I do it. I don't like to freehand the number, so I give myself a guide. So what I do is I draw a line down here and a line at the top. Now Martin's number leans. You ever seen how it leans? See how it leans back? I'm going to give a back angle. See the roof there? Look at that while I'm drawing. That'll help you. See how it has an angle? So I'm going to make sure I angle this number a bit. This box, I should say, like that. See how it's like it's being blown in the wind? Because the car's going like 190 miles an hour? Yeah. Angle it back. And then divide the square with a 1 and a 9. The 1 is going to be skinny, right? And the 9 is going to be a lot wider. So see how it looks like a 1 and a 9? Now you could turn this into a 10 or a 13 or a 14 or a 15 or any number because we put a 1 at the beginning. With the 9, we need a dot right there and a dot down there. And then I simply connect that line right there. And just like that, we have the number 19. How cool is that? Now with his, you can round off these edges to make it a little more slick and sleek. I like it like that. Look at that. Rounding those hard edges off just so it looks a little more rounded. The 1 does not have rounded edges except at the top where it cuts back like this. And then it cuts in a little bit like that. And there we have the number 19. Looking good, huh? Now remember, we're not drawing this classic Martin Truex Jr. scheme. We're drawing the one he won with on Memorial Day weekend. The red, the white, and the blue with the stars. Let me teach you how to draw a star pretty well. There's also a couple methods for stars, just like there were a couple methods for circles. So if I go down here, see if I can show you. One way you might have seen is to draw a line across like this. Okay, got a straight line. Next is to draw a triangle line or an angled line down like that. See that? Okay. Next is do the same one on the other side. Like that. So what happened? We kind of made an X. In fact, you could have started with an X if you wanted to, right? You could have started with an X like this. And then just connected the top. Maybe that's easier for you. It's all up to you. But now remember, if you're drawing and you can't erase, this might not be the best method, but it's good to practice. Okay, next, imagine that there's a dot up here at the very center point of this line. I want you to connect the bottom line up to that top dot, and then back down to the other line, and there you have a star. It's not perfect. It's got some long legs on it, but it's pretty good. If you can erase, then you can erase these lines in the middle, and you've got a pretty good star. If you can't erase, let me see if we can try another method, okay? So if you're using a pen or a marker or something that can't erase, we're going to have to try another method here. Let's see, I want you to draw a V like that. Okay, like this. A V. And then connect it to another V. Like that. And then another one. Like that. And then another one. On the side. And then one in the middle. And there you have another star. So we've got two methods now. The other way is to just do dots again. I think you can imagine there are 5 points on a star, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Just like our lug nut pattern on our wheel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can just connect them with some angles, with some V's like we did before. So however you want to draw your stars is up to you. Those are the ways I like to draw stars. And coincidentally, those 3 stars are going to go on Martin Truex Jr.'s car up here. So no matter how you like to do it, we can make it work, because that's how many stars were on his cars when you race this scheme. So draw your stars how you want, put them on there, and we'll probably get to color in here pretty soon. If you just joined us, I'm Boris. I work for Joe Gibbs Racing, and we're learning how to draw race cars. Whoa! We're learning how to draw race cars and having fun doing it while we're staying safe and staying indoors. Today, we're drawing the Charlotte Motor Speedway theme of images. We got the track shape Charlotte Motor Speedway just down the road from me. We got the mascot Lug Nut there. Look at that crazy guy. And then, of course, we're drawing Martin Truex Jr.'s car that he won with at Charlotte in the Coke 600 last year, the Bass Pro Shops car. And we are getting ready to color. Now, this was Memorial Day weekend, a weekend where we remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country and for our freedom here in America. And so we are doing red, white, and blue. See that? Blue door, red number, white stripe. Okay? All right. So let's draw that stripe in there. It goes up here above the stars, like that. Comes down to the nose. There's our white stripe. And then the rest of the back of it is blue. There's a Bass Pro Shops logo here. I'm just going to use an oval. I'm just going to do some scribbles in there. I can't draw that small right now, but maybe you can. Bass Pro Shops right there. The back says Tracker on it. You can write whatever you want. Tracker Boats and ATVs is what's on the back of Martin's car. That's a T-R-A-C-K. Oh, is it going to fit? Is it going to fit? E-R. Whoa! Barely. All right. A-T-Vs. And boats. B-O-A-T-S. Got to make sure I spell boats right. All right. Draw some window vents. Well, just like that, it's pretty much time to start coloring. You want to color? If you don't have colors right now, crayons or markers or colored pencils or whatever, that's all right. This black and white drawing looks really good. Or maybe one day you come back and you finish it up. If you want to take a picture of it so that it preserves how it looks in black and white, sometimes when I start coloring things, I mess them up. That's okay. It's all right. It's still worth trying it, because you can always draw them again. But it's always good to take a picture of the different stages of your drawing. It's fun to document it like that. In fact, this app, Procreate, can go back and draw all the things I drew and put them into a video. Maybe I'll share that to you one day. All right, let's see. How about we start coloring, and we'll call it a day. By the way, if you want to color Lug Nut, it's just gray. You have a pencil, you don't need any crayons or anything. You just do a darker gray over here, maybe like this. I'm just going to do it sort of messy over here. A lighter gray over here, kind of like that. And then how about a medium gray on his face, like this. See that? That's all you have to do for Lug Nut. Now he really looks like a bolt or a lug nut, an actual metal bolt or lug nut, just by giving him some shading on there. See what I mean? So there's a lot of ways to do this. The race car is mostly blue. This is not the race car we're drawing, remember. This is the red, white, and blue car, so let's jump in. The stars are going to stay a white color. The number is going to be red. I already kind of went outside the lines there, so I need to erase a little bit. I know it can take a while to fill things in with color. Unless you're on an iPad like me, I'm kind of cheating, aren't I? I can go really fast, so don't worry about keeping up. This is really about you and what you want to color and how you want to do it. I'm just having fun here. Doors blue. Oh yeah, looking good, looking good. Make those numbers red, make those stars white. Whew, it's hard to stay in the lines, but that's okay. You know, sometimes when you don't stay in the lines, it can become a style of its own. Some artists purposefully don't go inside the lines or don't stay inside the lines, so it's really up to you. That's the beauty of making art. You can really express what makes you unique there. All right. That stripe there stays white. Next we do red. That the roof and the nose area here are red. Of course, this was a very special scheme honoring our troops and those who protect us. And he won with it. Can you believe that? Martin Truex Jr. won with such a cool car. Just like that. See, that's pretty easy to color in. Now the number, let me pick a different size here because the number is going to get a little trickier. Filling in that number. Now we have a red number 19, just like the real car was. And just like that, our Charlotte Motor Speedway day is coming to an end. I'm going to fill in these tires with some gray. Also, you can put some yellow in there for those the Goodyear lettering. I think he had black wheels on this car. Let me just double check, make sure that I get the wheels right. Yep, the wheels are black. And Goodyear actually ran some red, white, and blue lettering on this car, so I'm going to make sure I do some of that. There's a little bit of red right there on their tires, a little bit of white too. They ran a special red, white, and blue message on their tires. How cool is that? But then they also had the golden Goodyear back here. I'm not going to write Goodyear. I'm just going to do some dots that indicate the letters, and you understand how that works, right? The mind and the eye kind of work together, and they let you know what's there. All right. How about that car? I really like that. It's fun to draw a red, white, and blue car, isn't it? Some black wheels on there. And just like that, Martin Truex Jr.'s car is done. Now it was in victory lane. That's why we have Lug Nut up here. Maybe he's up here celebrating with Martin and the crew. I'm going to move him around. I'm going to put him over here with the car. He's there watching. Look at that. So you can turn your drawing into any story you want. Maybe you put some logos behind it. Maybe you put some confetti. Maybe you draw Martin over here like this. He's behind the car. He's standing up here. He's got his arms in the air. He's cheering. Woo! Look at that. Maybe he's doing one of those things. See? Something like that. Maybe he's holding the trophy up or something. Turn this into whatever story you want. But that's my story right there, and I'm sticking to it. Martin Truex Jr., Coca-Cola 600 winner, and Charlotte Motor Speedway themed drawing wrapped up. I'm going to finish up by reading some comments while you finish your drawing, and I want to thank you again for joining me today on Let's Draw Race Cars. And we'll be back tomorrow, every weekday, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Time. And we got some exciting tracks coming up this week. All right? So stay tuned. Wendy, thanks for watching. Jesse, I'm using the Procreate app. It's a great app on the iPad here. Todd's watching. James and Rod are watching. Sally's asking for some swooshes. I didn't get any swooshes in today, but maybe on the tires a little bit, Sally. Good question. Barbara says she loves Lug Nut. William says, Boris. I say, William. Hello. Well, thank you, Jason, and everyone else for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. Send me your drawings, and we'll do some more show and tell this week. All right? Don't worry, I won't miss you. I'll keep up with you if you send those in, okay? We're going to put them all into 1 or 2 episodes this week. So thanks so much for watching, and that's it for me. Have a good day.